The road at night is a place of mystery, quiet, endless, and sometimes unsettling. The double lines unspooling before us like an unfurling ribbon, stretching into the unknown. Out here, beneath a canopy of stars, the line between reality and imagination can blur. Tonight, we venture into the heart of such mysteries. I'll share 3 detailed stories of real encounters with the unknown while driving after dark. Buckle up. This ride is going to be chilling. Our first story takes us to the dense forests of the Pacific Northwest, where Mike, a seasoned trucker, found himself on a desolate highway late one night. The only sound was the hum of his engine and the occasional call of an owl. It was past midnight, the air thick with the scent of pine and damp earth. His headlights illuminated the asphalt ahead. That's when he saw her. A woman, dressed in a long white dress, standing in the middle of the road. Mike slammed the brakes, his heart pounding. The woman didn't move. She remained motionless, an ethereal silhouette against the dark backdrop of the forest. Thinking she might be hurt, Mike rolled down his window. "Hello? Are you all right?" he called out. There was no response. And then, Mike noticed something truly strange. The woman cast no shadow, his breath caught in his throat. And then just as suddenly as she had appeared, the woman was gone. Mike didn't hesitate. He sped off, not daring to look back. To this day, Mike avoids that stretch of highway after dark. Locals whisper of the White Lady, a restless spirit, the ghost of a young bride who met her end on that very road decades ago. Our next encounter takes us to a desolate stretch of highway on a freezing winter night. Sarah, driving home from her night shift, saw a figure by the road. The snow fell steadily, blanketing the world in silence. She slowed the car, against her better judgment. The man had a kind face and looked relieved. He climbed into the back seat, thanking her. As they drove, Sarah felt uneasy. She glanced back, but the back seat was empty. The doors had been locked the entire time. Shaking, she sped to a nearby diner. The waitress listened, then whispered, "He's been dead for years." Chapter 3. The Phantom Car. Our final story brings us to the vast expanse of the Arizona desert, where Jake, a young photographer on a cross-country road trip, had a chilling encounter. It was late. The only sounds the low hum of his engine and the whisper of the wind. The road stretched before him, a black ribbon under a sky ablaze with stars. The silence was absolute, broken only by the occasional howl of a coyote. He had been driving for hours, the monotony broken only by the occasional flickering sign for a long-gone gas station. Then, in the rearview mirror, a pair of headlights appeared. It was another car, approaching fast. Jake, thinking it was just another traveler, kept driving, but the car behind him continued to gain. Jake sped up, but the car behind him kept pace. Deciding to let the other car pass, Jake pulled over, but as he slowed to a stop, the headlights behind him vanished. There was no sound of a car speeding past. Just silence. Jake sat there for a moment, heart pounding. Shaking his head, he pulled back onto the highway. He had been driving for only a few minutes when the headlights reappeared. This time, they were closer, moving fast. The car behind him swerved wildly, almost running him off the road. Jake floored the accelerator, desperate to outrun whatever was behind him. He didn't slow down until he reached the outskirts of a small town. He told his story to the attendant, who listened patiently. "You saw the phantom car, didn't you?" he said. "They say it's been haunting these roads for years." Driving at night can be peaceful, a time for reflection, for enjoying the solitude of the open road. But as we've seen tonight, it can also be terrifying. The darkness holds a certain power, a way of playing tricks on the mind. If you've ever experienced something strange on the road, share your story in the comments below. Let us know you're out there navigating the darkness just like us. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell, because the unknown might be waiting for you just around the corner.